So guys, in the previous video, we finished on page 12 with the two types of cantilevers. We're now going to continue with unit 4, page 13. We're going to just do this, it's just 2 pages over here. Then I'm just going to go to this revision activity and just tell you which ones you guys must do. So page 13, the requirements for a safe structure. First sentence, the structures should be strong, stiff and stable so that they are safe and do not fail. So right over here you'll see that there's 3 requirements for a structure to be safe, and that's those 3 S's, the strong, stiff and stable. And you'll see that in the next sentence over here it says these requirements are sometimes called the 3 S's, like I just said. You guys must please know that this is called the 3 S's. You must please know each one of them. In a test or exam it can ask you to name these 3 S's, or to there will be blanks and you must just put which one is missing. So please know this. Structures that do not meet one or more of these 3 conditions have failed. So your structure needs to meet every single one of these 3 S's to be a safe structure. If just one of these 3 S's is missing from your structure, then your structure will fail, or it will be more unstable than usual, and it's more dangerous that way. So it has to have each one of these S's, otherwise it's not going to work out too well. So how do structures fail? Now we're going to look into how they actually fail. So structures can fail in 3 ways. That is by breaking, by bending and by buckling. You guys must know this. Just like over here there's the 3 S's. It doesn't say that these are the 3 B's, but I would classify these as the 3 B's. So right over here, in technology the word fracture is used rather than the word break. So from now on, if the word fracture is used, you guys must please know that it means the word break, but it's pretty self-explanatory since it's a synonym, so it shouldn't be too difficult. So next sentence, structures fracture, see right over here, fracture, if they are not strong enough to resist the forces that act on them. So now this paragraph over here just gives you a little example, and also tells you about this figure 1.44 as well. So if this bridge over here isn't strong enough to resist the force of the car pushing down, then it'll fail. So that means the S is missing is strong. So it isn't strong enough, so then it'll break. Also, if the cement is mixed strong and then it isn't stiff enough, then it'll also break. So it just shows you different ways of how it can work. So just with this figure 1.43 as well, if the pulling force to the right and the pulling force to the left is too strong, then the pin in the middle will break in half. Same with this metal tube over here, this piece of metal over here. It was pulled to the left and to the right. It wasn't strong enough, so it broke in half over here. So now we're going to the last paragraph on page 13. Compare the 2 buildings below. The column that supports the building in figure 1.45 right over here is broad and will remain upright. So the thickness of the column compared to the thickness of this column on the right over here is much broader than what this one over here is. It's shorter, its length is shorter, and it's also broader. So now the column in figure 1.46 is thin and will bend under the weight of the building. So because it's thinner and because it's longer and thinner, it will break easier, like it'll fail easier. So when a vertical column bends like the column in figure 1.46, the bending is called buckling. So first the column bends, but then it's actually buckling. So it isn't actually bending. So when you're asked in an exam which type of failure is a column here out of here, you would say buckling, not bending. The column will first bend, and once it finishes bending, then it'll start to buckle. Then this part of here will break. Then it'll just fall into each other, and that's why it's buckling instead of bending. So that's finished with page 13. We're now on the last page, page 14 of unit 4, and it starts by failure by toppling over. So a structure fails when it topples over, or topples or falls over. So you guys must please know that falling and toppling is the same word. In the exam or the test, it can ask any one of these 2 words any synonym for the word toppling or falling over. So a structure that topples over is unstable. You guys must please know this. And factors that make a structure unstable include, yes, so here's 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. So the first one is it has too much weight at the top. So right over here, this lamp over here has a very big top, so it has a lot of weight over here. The same with the bottle here. It's because it's wider, there's more weight over here. Number 2 is it has a narrow base and a broad top. So you see with each of these pictures, the lamp and the shampoo bottle, the base is very thin and the top is very wide. Same over here, very thin base, very wide top. And the last one, it has a narrow and it is narrow and tall. So you'll see over here, the lamp over here is very narrow over here. And if you look at the whole picture of the shampoo bottle, then this is actually also a very narrow shape. So these are the 3 factors that make a structure unstable. You guys must please know this for the exam. So now this next paragraph over here is just giving you some information about this picture on the right, which isn't really useful, so we can just skip that. And now here is an activity, it's just 2 questions. It says in figure 1.49, the plastic ruler has failed to support the bottle of water. In what way has the ruler failed as a structure? And then you can just go back over here to see how it fails breaking, bending, or buckling. And you guys can please go and do this activity. It's very quick. There's just one word. So in which way did the ruler fail as a structure? It's just a single word. It's either bending, buckling, or breaking. And number 2 is if the structures in figure 1.50, 1.51, and 1.52 below were to fail, in which way would each structure most likely fail? So all you do is just name each of the 3 B's over here, choose which one it is. Then you guys must know which one is over here. So it's one of the 3 B's. And you can probably get these by elimination. So if this one is by bending, then this one's by buckling, then obviously this one is by breaking. So you guys can just answer this. So this whole activity is just 4 words in total. You guys can please do that. And over here is a summary of the whole chapter from page 2 up until page 14. You guys can just read through this. If you want to do your summary, you can summarize this over here. If you want to, you can go back in the pages, everything which is underlined. We went through very slowly. You can pause the video, you can rewind the video, you can replay the video in slow motion or faster if you want to. There's all the information which we've underlined. And here's some more information as well based on everything which we've already done. So now the revision activity on page 15 and page 16, you guys can also go and do as well. If you guys can do this revision activity, then you will be also set for this chapter. If you can do this activity and get 100% for it, then you guys will be very confident in the exam as well. So I just asked you a few questions. You guys can just go and see, like over here, it says give another name for a frame structure. All you do is just go back to the very first chapter here in the beginning. Page 2, roof trusses. So right over here, a frame structure. So a roof truss is a frame structure. It's as simple as that. 2A is provide names for the members A to D. Here's right over here, A, B, C, D. Go back again and you'll see here's all the names on page 3 which we've learned already. See, everything is already in the chapter over here. So you guys can just go and do this, do the activity until you get to figure 1.55 at the bottom here. Then this over here is not part of the revision activity. It's just to challenge yourself. If you guys want to, you guys can go do it, but you guys don't need to. And that is the end of chapter 1. And in the next few videos, we're going to be going to chapter 3. Chapter 1 is finished. Chapter 2 was drawing, and now we're going to go to chapter 3 in the next few videos. That is all, guys. Enjoy.